thought you were going to get to go to the toilet here, but nope, that ain't going to happen, is it? Hello, happy campers. I'm
That's
Spike.
because we're out of toilet paper. Thank you so much.
No, you're out of toilet paper. I've got toilet paper, okay? Because I don't go to Walmart, Kroger, or Target to buy my toilet paper. You know, it's weird. It's okay. Don't let this spread around.
Oh no, don't. If you do,
I've been
to gone.
When I go to Dollar General, Family Dollar, places like that, I can still find toilet paper. I can still find paper towels, or at least I did it as of 2 days ago. And we're recording this on Sunday, March 15th, I believe. Tomorrow, by the way, is 3/16. That's Steve Austin Day. Because Austin 3/16 says March 16th is Beth's cake day. So it's 3/16 day for everybody. Anywho, when on the last episode, at the very end, I had threatened to take Chris's cell phone away, and my cell phone. Everybody who doesn't own an Apple cell phone, okay? Because right now, there are basically two types of cell phones in America, okay? There's the iPhones, which Apple makes, and there are Android phones, right?
Yeah.
Android phones are based on Google's Android operating system. Okay, now hang on tight, guys, because this is ridiculous. So Google makes their money off of advertising, right?
Yeah.
People do searches, they show you ads and stuff. And it doesn't matter what Google you use. If YouTube, you search for a YouTube video, it's going to play an ad usually beforehand. You could go to a website and Google will be handling the ad service. And Google does this, Google does that. Google started sponsoring the Android operating system. The idea was it was supposed to be what's called open source. In other words, you can look at the programming code involved, you can double check it, you make changes to it if you want to, just let people know you're making the changes. That's open source, okay? Google was actually using Oracle. There's a company called Oracle, okay? They make something called Java. Have you ever heard of Java operating system?
No.
It's a programming language. There are an insane amount of devices on this planet that require Java in order to operate. They make things operate more efficiently. They make things operate more smoothly. Virtually every car manufactured in the last 20 years has Java on it. Everywhere on the planet. Okay? And it doesn't have to be a smart car. If it's got a little screen in there, a little display screen or something, it's got Java. Okay? If it comes up with little words that you can read on the display behind the steering wheel, on your instrument panel, that's Java telling you that. Okay? Java's in the camera we use to record this thing. Java's in my little Amazon Fire tablet that I'm using to keep up with my notes. Java's in all kinds of stuff. Java's on websites. Java's especially on cell phones. But Google won't admit it.
So,
see, Google decided to take, way back in the day, and I mean we're talking about 2007. That was about the time Oracle decided to make Java open source. Okay, so people could read the code, see how Java worked. The idea was to make it better, make it work better, make it more useful.
no.
Yeah, Oracle's not going to sit there and charge every single person who programs in Java to use it, or every single person who uses Java to use it. But it's still their property. They let people use it, as long as it's not for a commercial purpose. If it's for a commercial purpose, hey, kick us a check, okay? We developed this stuff. We made sure it works. We pay all these engineers to make sure they plug all the safety holes and everything. So hey, kick us a check and license it from us, and then you can resell it. So if you've got a little website somewhere and you need to use Java to make it do little animations and stuff, hey, that's okay. You can do it for free. That's fine. But if you're Ford and you want a new heads-up display that displays across the windshield, and you need Java in order to do it, hey, cut Oracle a check, and Oracle will be like, here you go, we'll even give you free tech support, no extra charge, okay? Back in 2007, Google heard that, and they were like, hey, that sounds like a neat idea. So they went and they looked at Java, and they were like, open source. We could like this. We could use this. They sit there and they kick the tires, okay? How much is Google worth?
Oh.
Like, Google stock, before the woohoo flu hit everything, Google's worth about $1 trillion. Okay? Google decides in its infinite wisdom, you know what? We've been doing a lot of business in China lately. China knows what they're doing. If they want to make something work, they steal it. Let's steal this, because what we're going to do is we're going to create an Android operating system, okay? And we're going to make it closed source. It's all based on Java, okay? And remember, Java's open source. You can sit there, you can lift the hood, you can look at the engine, and you can tweak the engine and stuff, basically. Google says, creates Android. Basically, they take a Java car, they repaint it with Google colors, and they say you're not allowed to open the hood. And we're going to charge you for this car. It's not their car. It's Java's car. It's Oracle's car. Oracle owns the Java car. But no, Google repainted it, put the name Android on it over the Java thing, and it said, this is our car, we're going to sell this car. Even though they didn't pay for it.
So they stole it.
They stole it. They swiped that sucker like it was a red hot pink slip. That's how they stole that sucker, okay? Here's what you got to understand. When Google did not charge for the Android operating system, still don't, okay? Google Chrome, you can download that. That's based off of Android. Again, based off of Java. The fact that they're keeping the hood closed on it is a violation of the open source rules, but that's not so bad because they're not making money off of it. But you're using Chrome to do your web browsing. Chrome is going to tell Google what you're using it for. And then Google serves up ads on that Chrome web browser so that they can make money off of it. So they're not charging you directly for it, but you're paying for it every time you use it because they're selling your information to serve ads to you. Okay? And Oracle is not getting a dime off of it. Okay, so you're driving that Java car that's been repainted and relabeled Android around the block over and over and over and over, and you've learned to love this thing, but Oracle, meanwhile, is wondering, wait, where'd our car go? So, basically, there's now well, before I get to the lawsuit, there's always a lawsuit, right? There's always big old butt. There's always a lawsuit. Those cell phones I was talking about, your Samsung Galaxy, my little LG Crap-O-Matic cell phone, all these smartphones and stuff that use the Android operating system are using Java. Google makes money directly off that. Okay, because the phone manufacturers have to pay Google money in order to use the Android operating system, in order to use their cell phones. It's cheaper than paying Apple for an iPhone thing, and Apple won't license their operating system anyway. So now you've got all these millions and millions of cell phones out there. Every single one of them is a violation of intellectual property laws because each and every one of them is using an unauthorized version of Java. Oracle sued Google and says, this isn't fair. Google stole this from us and sold it to all these people. Where's our cut? We deserve a cut. And the Justice Department at first was like, nah, everybody's got this stuff, don't worry about it. Until about, believe it or not, about 7 years ago. That's when somebody at the State Department or at the Justice Department realized, you know what? This is a violation of intellectual property law. So then they start doing the investigation. Now we're to the point where
So it took 7 years.
it's been a decade and a half. Okay, this has been in the works. Oracle started accusing them back in 2007 when they first started doing this stuff, but they couldn't get anybody to listen because they're like, "Nah, we got better things to do." Now, because Google has gotten rich off of selling people's data without compensating them for it. They're using Oracle's technology to do it, and they're not paying them for it. They're using all this stuff, and they're not having to pay for it, but they're able to charge people for it. So in essence, it's Google, if you think about it, is a criminal organization that has been hijacking and selling rebranded merchandise, and they've been getting away with it for over a decade now. So now
That's evil genius.
Oracle is finally getting its day in court, and Google expected the Department of Justice to back them up, saying, "No, this it was open source." No. The Department of Justice said no, according to the intellectual property laws of the United States, going all the way back to the original patent laws in the 18th century when we were first founded. All of it says, you can't do this. And so they recommended to the judge, look, Google did this on purpose. They have a long history of doing this. They need to be punished. Oracle is looking at a multi-hundred-billion-dollar payday off of this. And Google, if that happens, Google is going to absolutely hit the ceiling, and you are going to see a war. Listen, they're going to come down. I expect they're going to come down with a verdict on this year in 2020. Okay, I have been following computer technology and stuff like that, technology news, for the better part of 30, 40 years. Okay, I started watching the Computer Chronicles on PBS way back in like 1984. I remember seeing the first Macintosh model being demonstrated on the Computer Chronicles on KET way back in the day.
Wow.
This is the biggest news story related to technology I have ever seen. If this goes the way it should go, according to jurisprudence, previous law, the laws that are standing on the books now, legal theory, if all this stuff goes the way it's supposed to, Google will be bankrupt by the end of the year. Because Oracle will absolutely own them, and Oracle, I doubt Oracle will do this, but they will be absolutely within their rights to brick every Android phone and every Android notebook and every Android Chromebook and every Android computer, period, brick them just like that. They would be absolutely within their rights because it's all unauthorized use of their technology.
Well, not just that. I mean, everybody uses Google to look things up on the internet.
Yeah.
So it's like, if Google's gone, we'll be like typing in and searching, like nothing will happen.
Now, I will say one more thing. Though. Hold on. I will say this. What's Spike's rule number 1 for dealing with BS?
Rule number 1?
Rule number 1. There's three rules.
There's
three rules. Okay, I can't remember where to put this. Okay, 3 rules. Rule number 3. Stop it! You're driving me insane. Okay, rule number 3 is ask yourself who benefits. If you're not sure about a story, ask yourself who benefits from this knowledge becoming public. Okay, who benefits from you knowing about it? Rule number 2, on the other hand, there's always a big old but. There's always a catch somewhere. Rule number 1, however, is it's all been done before.
Yes.
Back in the day, back in the 90s, about 20 years ago, as a matter of fact, there was no Google. It was Yahoo. Okay, you did your searches on Yahoo.
Yahoo.
You used the Netscape.
Yahoo.
You used the Netscape web browser until Internet Explorer came out, and everybody was on MySpace. Okay, now quick. Of those three names, which one is still relevant today?
Wait, which one was?
You have to choose
Yahoo,
between
MySpace.
Yahoo, Netscape, and MySpace. Which one has Which one has anybody even tried to talk about recently in the last 20 years?
Good Lord, I don't think.
It's Yahoo. Yahoo actually.
See,
Yahoo actually sold itself to Verizon for.
See,
like
I totally
pennies on the
forgot
dollar
about
that
Yahoo because
Exactly.
Yahoo. Yeah, well, I mean,
Exactly.
everything you looked up, it was Yahoo, and then all of a sudden Google.
Mhm.
So it's like every time you typed in, it was Google.
Google worked a lot better,
and it's like
because Google automated.
so it's
There's
like everything
always-
automatically.
It's all been done before. We've been down this
How
road
about
before.
Yahoo?
So even if Google goes away, there are other companies out there, including, believe it or not, Yahoo.
I forgot there was a MySpace.
MySpace is still out there. They're trying to focus on. And then MySpace, everybody was on MySpace until the grandparents started going on MySpace, and then everybody was on Facebook. And then once the grandparents wound up on Facebook, now the kids are gravitating towards Instagram, towards these little these little disappearing things. They're not even on Twitter anymore.
Just
man.
because you think it's uncool doesn't mean it's uncool.
Yes, it is. Yes, it does. As soon as you look, how old are you right now? Don't make me do the calculations in my head. Okay, you're in your 30s.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 48, going on 49. Okay, are we on Facebook?
Yes.
Are we on Twitter?
Yeah.
If you've been reading the little things down here at the bottom, you've seen what all we're on. We're on Instagram now, right?
Nobody actually.
Okay.
Are we on Instagram?
Yeah,
When
we
did
don't
you
do
start?
shit with it.
Never
but-
see. I never.
I don't know how to use it, so
You never told me that we were actually on Instagram. You said
understand.
you told me we
folks,
was on MySpace.
for the last month. He's been all excited because I've managed to automate the listing of all the little social media things we have down here in the corner. It looks all cool because it fades in and out. He didn't actually look to see that we have an Instagram account. It's on there, buddy. We have an email account, we have a Twitter account, we have a Facebook account, we have an Instagram account, we have a Spotify account, and I think there's one other. I can't remember which one it is right off the top of my head. But do you think there are kids on any of these anymore? Do you think, honest to God, do you think there are any horny teenagers left on any of those platforms anymore?
I don't know.
You do so. There ain't.
They're mostly. I mean,
They are off on Snapchat, which is still
Snapchat.
a thing. Snapchat, because it disappears and leaves no trace. But there are others out there that we have not heard of. You and me, Mr. 30-something, you're Mr. 30-something, talking to 40-something. We don't even know these exist. Like I said, I've been tracking tech news since about the age of 12.
It took me.
Remember what was it, VK? Berkankti? It was a Russian, like a Russian Google. We're on that. Just for the hell of it.
Well, we need
I
to
used
get
to
some Russians
update
in
it
here.
too. I used to update it too, but nobody ever used it.
We need to get some Russians in here. You need to get on there and like try to find some Russian people to
But
follow us.
Like I said, it's all been done before. Even if, worst case scenario, Oracle wins, Oracle owns Google essentially if they actually win damages going back. Because remember, if they've got a history of doing this, this is more than just an intellectual property crime. This is organized crime.
So basically,
So RICO starts to apply, and damages start to double and triple.
So basically, what they should do is just either buy Google, or just buy Google and change Google into Java, and we'll be using Java.
What Google has to do is figure out some way to buy Oracle before Oracle can buy Google.
Well, that's not
Because if Google buys Oracle, then they get their hands on
well,
Java,
doing this much.
and it all ceases. It all becomes moot.
Well, that's even evil. That's
Yeah.
more evil than.
remember Google's old slogan? Don't be evil. They gave that shit up a long time ago. Now I've said the S word twice now, but you know what? Utterly justified in my opinion, because Google is full of S. But,
Wow.
So anyway, that is just the back of the matchbook 5-cent, actually dime novel probably, cover version of the entire thing. If you want to know more about it, boy, don't that sound like an old Saturday morning PSA. If you want to find out more about it, go look up Google versus Oracle and check out the long legal history between these two, and understand it's about to come to a head, and that head is going to land right on top of each and every one of us. So if you have an Android phone, you don't really have a whole lot of options anymore, because it comes down to iPhones or Androids.
See, that's not the problem with me. It's not the phone. It's looking up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are you going to look up? You can't look
There
up nothing if there's nobody there to guide you to look up stuff.
There is a way around it. There are other search engines out there. For example, there's one out there called DuckDuckGo. It's at DuckDuckGo.com.
Okay, now you're just making up stuff. Let's,
if you go to DuckDuckGo.com and you can do a web search that's pretty much as effective as Google. It operates pretty much exactly the same way as Google does, but it does not track you. So it doesn't track you when you go to a search. It'll check when you click on a result, and then it stops following you.
DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo.com. So give it a try if you're that worried about Google or anything. But hey, we don't get into the tech news that often on this show, because usually it winds up with Chris over here on one side looking at me just like that. Like, God, what the hell are you talking about? Until I point out something, all the Android phones might stop working if Oracle wins this case, and then usually he'll give me another look like, holy crap.
I don't know nothing about tech stuff. He does.
I does.
I don't know nothing.
Just understand, for all the talk about the woohoo flu and stuff going on right now, in this third episode we've talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
For all the talk about the woohoo flu, this is waiting for you as soon as the weather warms up and the flu goes away.
Yes.
So this is next to bad. You think 2020 has been an S storm so far between the Australian wildfires and the floods and all the other stuff? Just wait till this legal news starts becoming public knowledge. And people are like, wait, my smartphone's going to stop working? I'm telling you folks, watch for it. It's going to be coming. So,
But you know what? There's a way around that too. Because then people with smartphones or with, all that, they can actually fire back by suing them for doing what, taking away their stuff and not telling them that there's a way.
although actually the users can sell Google for selling them stolen goods.
We should buy Google.
If you got a couple of $1,000 laying around for a single share, by all means, help yourself.
Let's buy Google.
But until next time, we'll go ahead and wrap this and say, till next time, I'm Spike.
I'm Chris.
He's Chris. We'll see you next time on Geekin Out. One last thing before we disappear real quick. Got your anniversary present. What did you think of it? Now remember, last week we were talking about we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Geekin Out and Who, What, Where. And I finally got, you got to understand, this family, we have zero patience. We cannot sit on something for any length of time. The beloved wife, who must not be named, has to have it right now. So whenever I order her a present on Amazon or something, she knows immediately it's for her. So went ahead and yep. For those of you who don't know, Chris is now the proud owner of the wacky and his very own wacky waving inflatable tube guy.
one.
He finally got one.
Oh, go
He's
on.
still trying to figure out how to install the 9 volts on it, but
It was hard.
it was. I gotta admit, it is overly complicated. I actually had to give the poor man a set of precision screwdrivers in order to access the battery compartment. And of course, 9 volts are the suckiest of all batteries. But so, you like?
I do.
You do. You really do. So
want-
until next time, I'm Spike. He's Chris. This is Wacky Waving Inflatable Tube
I'm
Guy.
gonna call him George, and I'm gonna love him and squeeze him. Hey.
He loves you too. So we'll see you next time right here on Geekin Out, y'all. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Hope I can turn the damn thing off.
Bloopers.
Turn it off. Bloopers.
Bloopers.